Is it safe to say they're just doing their job?
Of course, they have a duty to ensure that their oversight function is not neglected, as the case may be. You cannot, in any way, in my opinion, exclude Rivers State as a major player in the oil and gas sector state. You can exclude them in a federal government project of any kind. When you do it, you see, eyebrows must be raised, especially by the representative of the people, quote and unquote. Now, the lawmakers and the attempt they are making to agitate that Rivers State be included in the plan of the federal government to borrow loan from World Bank and engage in some major key projects that will also enhance the economy. It's in the right direction. It's part of the oversight. It's not out of place, in my opinion. So what they are doing is what they ought to do. And they would have done it before now if they have a pre-function on when the lobby was going on. But it's better late than never. So the agitation, to me, is a step in the right direction. You can't deny Rivers State of whatever privilege that others are having.
Step in the right direction, but then the reaction that's coming to this particular step, that's where we begin to look at it like, okay, if they're doing what they ought to do as lawmakers, which is to speak up, protect the interests of the state, and ask questions where necessary, and that is what they're doing, even saying they would protest. In fact, I know that they've set up a 3-man committee that would meet with members of the Rivers State National Assembly caucus to ensure that the state is included as a beneficiary of that loan. But then the reactions that we are getting doesn't seem to be one that supports completely, at least some faction of the state, doesn't completely support this idea. So what will be responsible for that?
Well, without prejudice, we must learn to be citizens when we ought to. We must learn to do things right and to throw party sentiment aside when there is need for it. Now, like I said earlier, for emphasis, the attempt by the Rivers State lawmakers to ensure that Rivers State is not excluded from the federal government on going on to borrow a loan from World Bank. It's in the right direction. Now, the agitation, the word protest they put in place, people may look at it in different ways. They must not come out to the street. Okay. Protest could be emailing, mailing, and dialogue.
I think they were saying to the National Assembly, so the idea would have is maybe a physical presence, some of the lawmakers moving to Abuja and confronting the National Assembly, aside just sending a mail.
No, it may be a synergy. They have to liaise with the National Assembly members representing Rivers State itself, because it's within their jurisdiction to approach this thing at the chamber. So they may have to liaise with them. If there is also need to do a peaceful protest, lawmakers, if there is a need to do that, they know how to go about it. If it is that they will have a joint communique with the National Assembly forwarded to the president, I think it's not out of place either. If they have to move down to at least show their presence and register their grievances, their observations in the National Assembly, it's not so out of place.
But then another critical question would be, just before we move away from this, why haven't this protest happened from the lawmakers of the state when the governor has been complaining a lot of times about how the state has been marginalized, we're not benefiting from what we ought to from the center. We had some schemes and some programs from the federal government that many have said isn't very visible here in the state. The trader money package, for instance, some other SME loans that were programs that were instituted by the federal government that many states have benefited from, and some people have said Rivers State isn't really benefiting that much from it. We also have some other which one now? The school feeding program situation as well. Some of these things. So there've been questions about the visibility of these things on ground in Rivers State, but we didn't see the lawmakers, complain or protest or say why aren't people benefiting as they ought to from the center.
Well, the truth is, I can't hold brief for them. They are lawmakers at the state level. Sometimes they should speak up when there's need to speak, but to my own understanding, they should be much more busy in state affairs. If they could trigger some of these things at the state level, fine. But those ones at the federal level, the legislators, the House of Rep and Senate members that are caucus members they have a caucus membership from Rivers State. It is their own prerogative to ensure that some of these things, these interventionist schemes you're talking about, to ensure that it trickles down to the state level, so that we too will feel the impact of quote-unquote magnanimity or official obligation that the federal government owe to the citizens across holistic approach in the state levels. They should have ensured that these things comes down to this place, because they are at the federal level. They have ample opportunities to dialogue with their fellow federal lawmakers, and of course even get to the president, because they are the center of the activities. So we should be holding responsible the lawmakers representing the state at the federal level. They are the ones who you feel should be speaking more than... They have to be proactive to ensure that Rivers State at all time is not shortchanged in whatever program and prerogative that the federal government has. So going forward, if I may say.
All right. In the state, I think people should know that the state House of Assembly members are not the only ones who are, concerned about this. The House of Representatives also called for an investigation into the exclusion of rivers from projects to be financed by a fresh loan from the World Bank. And Solomon Bob, who's a member of the PDP represented from Rivers State, alleged that Rivers is the only state that would not benefit from the loans. He stated the report, if true, says the federal government's action is contrary to the spirit of the Constitution. He went on and on. For those who may not know, $4.054 billion and 710 million euros fresh World Bank loans is what the federal government we're seeking the National Assembly to approve. So they would have fund some projects in certain states. Okay, but let's come down to maybe why we feel people are concerned, or certain questions we should ask besides this. Now, it's interesting that the lawmakers are pushing for this to happen. But let's look at Rivers State, for instance. We had 25 billion naira approved by the State House of Assembly. Right. Before then, we also had the 78 billion naira that was spent on federal roads, which the federal government said was, refunded. The governor said was refunded to the state. I think it then came back later and said not all the money was received by the state government. I think 52 billion was what he said we have received. Besides that, I think sometime last year too, the Rivers House of Assembly authorized the borrowing of 6.5 billion naira loan for state government to drive its agri development plans. Where I'm driving to is simple. All of these loans, why haven't we seen, some proper document to explain how it's been spent, what it's used for? Why are Rivers people not in the know of how these monies, and these monies, are they distributed in such a way that every part of the state would benefit? The same way we're saying the federal government should share this money so every state in the federation would benefit. At the state level, is every local government benefiting from the loans that is being approved by the state assembly for the state government?
Well, it's at the prerogative of the state assembly lawmakers at the state level to oversight the budgetary provisions of the state.
So are they doing that?
I don't know. I can't hold brief for them. We are only talking. I think they have a duty on them to oversight the budgetary provisions they approve for the executive. They have to, and of course, ensure that there is a judicious use of the fund, and of course, implementation is 100%. If there's any reason why it is not 100%, they should query it at the right time. So if you approve a budget for the state executive and the provisions, the projects that these budgets are meant for is not physical, I think the lawmakers have a duty beyond party lines to raise eyebrows, to ask questions, ask the commissioners in charge of those ministries what's going on with this project. And of course, they have a duty. That's why they are given a lot of allowances. They have a duty to walk down to these project sites to look at it if it is actually ongoing or if it is a jamboree, a hula baloo project. And so that's what I think. They have to do the needful as a statutory obligation that they owe the people.
I think for the 25 billion, if I'm correct, some roads were mentioned that the money wanted to be Jokocho Afam Road was one. I think Oyigbo.
Yes, Oyigbo Afam Road.
Afam Road was another one, and a few other ones.
Yes.
If that is all, I mean, that's not all of the local governments in the state. I'm pretty sure there are other areas that need attention. Yes. Is it compulsory that when monies come, every local government in the state should benefit, especially when it's a loan for infrastructural development? Is it compulsory that every local government should benefit from it?
Well, holistic approaches to development matters. It makes the people feel the sense of belonging. It is not also compulsory, so to say, that whenever a loan is collected for a certain project, it must spring up from all the local government. It's not compulsory. It is within the jurisdiction of the state governor or the state executive council, so to say,
yes,
to allocate projects in different areas. The governor cannot be everywhere. I'm not holding brief for him. He's not my best friend anyway. He cannot be everywhere. But those critical areas that are yearning for development, those areas like road infrastructure deficit, which I think are insults to governance, the governor have to pay attention to it wherever they are.
Could that be what the federal government is doing? Maybe the federal government is looking at the fact that Rivers State has a lot that it's handling or that it's been done, that's being done by it, and so this loan, we should focus on other states that would need it more. If that is the case, why is it peculiar that Rivers State must be included? Is it because it's from the World Bank?
Well, I don't know the parameters the federal government is using to allocate the project. But however, I think if it were me, if I were in the positions of the lawmakers, no matter the party I belong, I would raise eyebrow. Now, what we are saying is, it looks as if there's no equity, as if there's no fair play in the whole system, because you can't pick the whole state, all the state, excluding River State. On what ground? Somebody needs to explain something. If you are saying that the governor is doing something already, is it from the state fund, federal fund? So it is. The right thing to do is that the federal government should consider River State. I think it's important that the lawmakers, they were able to raise this issue at that level. Now, if you want to talk about the state, what is happening at the state, it is also the duties of those councillors at the local government level. When there are projects from the state that didn't spring up to their side, it is their duty to raise eyebrow, including the House of Assembly member representing any local government. If you see the state government raise a budget for projects in anywhere, you think you have a yearning also. You put up your own issue. I think that's the beauty of the whole thing.
In other words, there have been many complaints that the focus in River State has been two major local government areas.
Yes.
So if that's anything to go by, let's take, for instance, the 6.5 billion naira loan that the House of Assembly authorized the government to borrow. In court, I think they said the loan will be sourced from the Zenith Bank. That was the bank that was mentioned, and then was to be paid before the end of this administration. Now, this particular loan even came a month after lawmakers granted the governor an earlier request of 18 billion naira for flyover. This was last year, I think towards the end of last year,
yes,
and dualization of some roads in Port Harcourt.
Yes.
So many cries have been, all of these monies we're getting, most of the times we see that the projects are centered on Obiako or Falga.
Well,
what if that's the situation? Shouldn't we see where, we have major projects in other local government areas?
Well, that's why we
especially from loans that, because you know that local governments are also paying taxes, and those taxes would be used to pay back these loans. I mean, from the IGR of the state. So why aren't they getting major projects as well?
I don't know. That's why we have advocated that decongesting Port Harcourt is important. Now, there's a master plan that the former administration brought on board, Greater Port Harcourt City Development Master Plan. It was not just about Obiakpo and the Port Harcourt City that was in that master plan. Oyibo is there. Eche, Eleme, and few other areas are there in that Greater Port Harcourt City Master Plan. And it's assumed that some of these key critical projects are supposed to be in this Greater Port Harcourt City Development Master Plan. So, holistic approaches to development is quite important. When you center development in a particular place, it makes people to agitate. It makes people to begin to feel excluded in the governance scheme of affairs. So, in my opinion, and what we have consistently said, is that the state government should spread development across the 23 LGAs so that people will feel this sense of belonging. Decongest Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is too heavy. It's too overcrowded with people. Decongest it. Oyibo is a walkway into Port Harcourt. And Oyibo is also a gateway into Port Harcourt. Why don't the state government consider developing Oyibo?
It then brings us to the popular saying, when you point an accusing finger, remember that the other ones are pointing back at you.
Of course.
So if the state lawmakers are saying, why should we exclude River State? You need to be included, of course, because the monies that we generate pay as taxes. When you're paying back these loans, we are contributing a huge chunk of it as well. Then other local government areas in the state can also make the same complaint and say we should be included as well.
That's what they say. He that goes to justice should go with clean hand. If you're going to justice, go with clean hands. Now, if you want to talk about these other areas, I'm saying that they included in Greater Port Harcourt City, like the issue of Oyibo. Oyibo is a major oil and gas and electric power producing LGA. There's no doubt about it. The huge resources that runs into the mainstream of the country economy is not also in doubt. Now, if we are to be considered on that level, but development shouldn't be at that level. It's spread development. Now, what we are saying is these people that the impact of the oil and gas activities is those domicile. They are the ones that have this impact of polluted activities of this oil and gas. They are the ones that are feeling it. Why not send development to the areas? Like, for instance, the governor promised Oyibo people when he came to Oyibo 2015 thereabout. He saw the need for Oyibo people to have a general hospital because of the hazard of the activities of the oil and gas sector there. He said he was going to give Oyibo people a general hospital. Up to now, we've not seen that. That's a solemn promise from a governor. He saw the need. There was a need for it. He promised it, and it has not happened. And of course, we want to thank God for that. He has finally approved that Afam Road be built. Afam Road is the only road that links all the communities in Oyibo. And for decades, that road has suffered.
Okay, with Victor, we'll just have to take a break now. We'll go for a short commercial. When we return, we would be attending to your calls and your messages. Remember, you can send messages on WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. You can also join the conversation on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. On Facebook, drop your comments. We'll take them when we return. Big question. The State House of Assembly members said they are protesting. Why should River State be excluded from the World Bank loan? When we return, the Morning Crossfire continues. Stay tuned.
Hi there, opportunity broadcaster with 92.3 Nigeria Info, a station that has clocked 10 years. For a decade, we've been delivering quality broadcasting. That means something. We're looking out to Nigeria Info. And on the 1st of October is the 61st anniversary of Nigeria's independence. That is something worth celebrating. So October is 1 month filled with reasons to celebrate. Let's all celebrate. Cheers.
Nigeria Info.
Hi there, my name is Sam Orokuchinedu, broadcaster with 92.3 Nigeria Info, a station that has clocked 10 years. For a decade, we've been delivering quality broadcasting. That means something. We're looking out to Nigeria Info. And on the 1st of October is the 61st anniversary of Nigeria's independence. That is something worth celebrating. So October is 1 month filled with reasons to celebrate. Let's all celebrate. Cheers.
Nigeria Info.
Hi there, my name is Sam Orokuchinedu, broadcaster with 92.
Hello, how are you doing? Nigeria Info is 10 years. 10. That's a long time. And in these 10 years, you've been with us, working with us, giving us the strength to continue to go on. I would like to say thank you for supporting us. And again, we want to say continue supporting us. 10 years may seem like a very long time, but I can promise you this, we are just getting started. So join us, celebrate, and continue to push us to do more, deliver more information, entertain you, and of course, educate you on all that you need to know. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Happy anniversary to Nigeria Info, and keep listening.
Nigeria Info.
Hello, how are you doing? Nigeria Info is 10 years. 10. That's a long time. And in these 10 years, you've been with us, working with us, giving us the strength to continue to go on. I would like to say thank you for supporting us. And again, we want to say continue supporting us. 10 years may seem like a very long time, but I can promise you this, we are just getting started. So join us, celebrate, and continue to push us to do more, deliver more information, entertain you, and of course, educate you on all that you need to know. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Happy anniversary to Nigeria Info, and keep listening.
Nigeria Info.
Hi, I am Denise Dennis, broadcast journalist, Nigeria Info FM. For 10 amazing years, we have worked hand in hand together to bring you the very best conversations from around the world. We couldn't have made it this far without you. As a matter of fact, you are the real MVPs. We've grown stronger, bigger, and better, talking for development. We will continue to do more. Happy 10 years anniversary.
Nigeria Info.
Hi there, my name is Sam Okpute, broadcaster with 92.3 Nigeria Info, a station that has clocked 10 years. For a decade, we've been delivering quality broadcasting. That means something. We're looking out to Nigeria Info. And on the 1st of October is the 61st anniversary of Nigeria's independence. That is something worth celebrating. So October is 1 month filled with reasons to celebrate. Let's all celebrate. Cheers.
Nigeria Info.
Hi there, my name is Sam Okpute, broadcaster with 92.3 Nigeria Info, a station that has clocked 10 years. For a decade, we've been delivering quality broadcasting. That means something. We're looking out to Nigeria Info. And on the 1st of October is the 61st anniversary of Nigeria's independence. That is something worth celebrating. So October is 1 month filled with reasons to celebrate. Let's all celebrate. Cheers.
Nigeria Info.
Hi there, my name is Sam Okpute, broadcaster with 92.3 Nigeria Info, a station that has clocked 10 years. For a decade, we've been delivering quality broadcasting. That means something. We're looking out to Nigeria Info. And on the 1st of October is the 61st anniversary of Nigeria's independence. That is something worth celebrating. So October is 1 month filled with reasons to celebrate. Let's all celebrate. Cheers.
Nigeria Info.
Hello, how are you doing? Nigeria Info is 10 years. 10. That's a long time. And in these 10 years, you've been with us, you've been working with us, giving us the strength to continue to go on. I would like to say thank you for supporting us. And again, we want to say continue supporting us. 10 years may seem like a very long time, but I can promise you this, we are just getting started. So join us, celebrate, and continue to push us to do more, deliver more information, entertain you, and of course, educate you on all that you need to know. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Happy anniversary to Nigeria Info, and keep listening.
Nigeria Info.
Hi, I am Denise Dennis, broadcast journalist, Nigeria Info FM.
3 Nigeria Info.
92.3 Nigeria Info, the nation's #1 news talk and sports radio station. This beautiful morning, welcome back from that short commercial. Interesting conversation we have going on the show today. My guest is still very much with me in the studio, public affairs analyst, Okpute Victor.
Thank you.
And we're looking at, the Rivers State House of Assembly members threatening a protest over exclusion of the state from the World Bank loan that's been accessed by the federal government for some projects in various states of the Federation. What's your view on that? We'll continue shortly with that conversation, but first, let me ask you this. You may have, taken a part in it, you may have not. But have you registered for our Zoom event? It is scheduled for tomorrow. If you haven't, well, you might want to listen to this. 10 years of Nigeria Info, 10 years of talking development. You can be a part of the Zoom event marking our 10th year anniversary with the theme Revamping Basic Education, a key factor in Nigeria's development. The keynote speaker is Sir Ikechi Nwogo, co-founder and director of administration and people operations Sinfores. The date is October 1, 2021. Time is 11 a.m. When I say October 1, I don't mean like next to October. I mean tomorrow. So to participate, all you need to do is click on the link on our post on Facebook and Instagram to register. Remember, registered participants will stand the chance of winning iPhone 11s. So not just one iPhone, we're giving multiple iPhone 11s. So you might just be one of the lucky winners. Courtesy Nigeria Info. Visit at Nigeria Info PH on Facebook and Instagram for more details. Thank you very much. So let's get back to our conversation. We'll be going to the phone lines to hear what your thoughts are. I'm pretty sure you have a lot you want to say with regards to this topic of Russian. But before I do that, something we're saying off the mic, Mr. Victor, and that would be the fact that we even have some communities in this state where they've been without power for years. I mean, on the news, we had one of the islands somewhere in Okrika local government area. I can't get the name off my head right now. That's been without power for 20-something years. There are other communities in I think in Aoda one time. I don't know if it's east or west. In Echie, we also have communities of that nature where they've been without power for long. But then we haven't seen a protest from lawmakers representing those areas. We haven't seen a protest from councillors or representing, or maybe the local government chairman even. We haven't seen. Could that be why this move by the state lawmakers with regards to exclusion of the state from the loans is becoming something that some rivers people are looking at as being personal interest, in quote?
Well, the way our people, some of our leaders do things over here, in our society over here, it makes people feel this disconnect from government. And you see, oftentimes politicians do things on political correctness when it is convenient for them, when it is something that they should take credit for. That's what they do. Now, what we are saying in essence is those that are representing the people, they should be proactive. They should understand the plight of the people, the yearnings of the people, and of course, oblige it at the due time. If you allow people to yearn so much and you pretend you are not aware, it becomes a sin even. So all those places where you are talking about, where they are in deficit of electricity, as the case may be, if you check very close, you may see multinational company very close to them using electric power. So these things are things that make people to agitate. These are things that make people to anger over government. So when you know what angers citizens, when you know what is within the jurisdiction of government, the prerogative of government to do, oblige it to the people. So they feel sense of belonging. So our lawmakers, the representatives that have represented the people over the years, this sense of greed and selfishness, self-aggrandized motive, if they're able to set it aside, I think they will begin to do things in the interest of the people. And some of them are coming from the same community that are complaining about. Oftentimes you see them, they say they are helpless. They just look helplessly. But when they have issues that concern them, they will have help. So it's a call that those representing the vulnerable people, they should learn how to do something that they'll put their footprint in the sand print of destiny. Let them be able to sign their signature that they once represented the people, and a particular yearning the people have yearned for years, they were able to bring it close to the people. I think that's what the people need.
Okay. Well, that's what the people need. But then it's just fair to, I think we should be fair to the House of Assembly members. They are doing their job. They have to speak up. Many have said it is right. River State should not be excluded. If there's anything that's coming from the federal government to all the states, we should benefit from it.
Of course.
But then the call has been for the same vigor to be employed
at other
within the state level, not just when we have to talk with the federal government.
Yes.
Let's just look at some of the messages on our WhatsApp portal. This one says, how do we justify ongoing borrowing saga amongst governor weekend assemblies and same state that was busy buying houses and cars for judges, donating monies to northern states and also celebrities. I whip for the PD squandering of 78 billion naira. IGR is gone. 13% derivative is gone. Monthly allocation is gone. And yet pensioners are crying for gratuities. Denial, no workers promotion, minimum wage, unemployment doubles. What a pity. Comrade Mike sent in this one. Good morning, Andrew. This is diplomatic Niger Delta man. The reason why all this nonsense is happening in this state is that River State leaders sold their right to the federal government. Let River State leaders come together and reason together so that we can move forward. I rest my case. This one says, good morning. Please ask your guest if the River State loan of 25 billion is to be used in all 23 local government areas here. Is it only River State that's excluded out of 36 states in Nigeria? Why is we playing politics every time? That's also part of the conversation, because many are saying we have to see an official document to confirm that only River State is excluded. So far, so good. I think it's basically the fact that it's coming from, officials of government who might have access to such information complaining. If we have a complaint from the House of Reps and now from the state, everybody then gets the idea. It should be largely true to an extent. But then again, an official document would at least put all of those doubts to rest and confirm everything.
It will.
Franco Confident says the planned protest by Rivers lawmakers to the National Assembly is commendable. Why would Rivers State be excluded from the loan benefits and be included in the repayment? That's unthinkable and unacceptable. Good morning, Nigerian folk. Solid point too.
Yeah.
If we are going to contribute to the repayment, then we should benefit from the loan.
Of course. This is something we're saying.
You can call us up on 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, and 0817-923-0009. Hello, good morning, Nigeria Info.
Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Good morning. Okay, go ahead.
My brother, when the assembly members say that they want to protest, it's a joke of the year. It's like they want to do workout. It's been a long time they go out for workouts. Because why am I saying this is, look at your guess is you to understand different things. A community that don't have life for the past 26 years, different areas. They didn't even say let us, call the man in the upstairs to ask him not about this thing. The pensioners, old men, old women, dying, protesting under the sun. They didn't even one day. It's only the commissioner of police addressed the federal agent addressed people like the pensioners, and the assembly members are in their assembly hall looking at this old men and old women. And now you're saying that you want to go and protest. You have to go and show that they are set in Abuja that they want to do workouts. To me, I think Rivers State is not borrowing money. Rivers State is not borrowing money. So why they want to benefit from that government loan? Whether it's to cope, whether it's to borrow. So why they want to benefit from there? You see like, well, before we do this, we should think. Don't stop in glass house and you're living in glass house. These old men, call the governor. Please, their pension and this thing. Help them. Let them help their family. That one is not going there.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. Hello. Good morning, Nigeria Info. On WhatsApp, this message here says, it's just a rubber stamp assembly representing their selfish interests. Would they like to be treated like Julius Berger workers? Since protest is a crime in their state. Good morning, my brother. There's nothing wrong in... Okay, that's not the conversation we're having now. Hello, good morning. Nigeria Info. Can you please turn down the volume of your radio? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Stanley Kikinta.
Go ahead.
I'm calling from Iraq.
Go ahead.
I'm an indigenous Oyibo.
Okay.
I don't want to appreciate your guest in the video. He's my brother. He's doing very well. But there's something that you said about the hospital being promised by the president that is going to be for Oyibo. The last time that went to the meeting.
The conversation, I think I should just correct you. The conversation is basically what the State Assembly has said that they are going to do, which is protest the exclusion of the state.
I'm coming to that. I want to make some points here.
You have 1 minute.
Okay, that if Oyibo can be able to provide him a land where he would build the general hospital that is going to back in that project, then the next part is the Assembly going to protest. Yes, I'm totally in support of that. Because I can't see the reason why the federal government will go and borrow money that we never have a power station in Oyibo. That road should be done by the federal government. Until I'm not done about it. So please, people should stop playing politics everything in this country.
Thank you very much. This one says, is it because it is the federal government that Rivers Assembly wants to protest? Why would Governor Wike exclude other local government areas from the 25 billion he borrowed? Is it not the 23 local government areas that were repaid the loan? He who must go to equity must go with clean hands. Guanwo Chinu sent in that message. Let's look at what you're saying on Facebook. We'll just take some of your comments on our Facebook portal. We have a few of them here. Okay, this one, Innocent Onwaha says, the proposed protest by state lawmakers is a welcome development. While delivering their legislative functions, they should also protect fairness and equity in allocation of key infrastructures across the state. Some local government in the state are in a state of total infrastructural collapse and neglect. Where will they protest to? On point, Rivers deserves a piece of the action. That's from Amen Arasomwa. Fortune Wisdom says, this democracy of bitterness, acrimony, and rage should be done with. Sometimes I marvel if these guys are always comfortable with the decisions they take, because I see no reason why a government like this should preach one thing and do the opposite. For crying out loud, this human and deprivation should be stopped. I do support the River State lawmakers. Well done, my elder brother in the studio. Referring to you, Mr. Okpute Victor.
Thank you.
Since the River State national legislators are supposed to be the first to cry out, but have failed, it's a welcome development, because River State ought to be the second state in any federal or international gains in Nigeria. Okay, on WhatsApp, this one says, from Henry Perichi Joseph. Okay, that's it for us. Good morning, Andrew Noye from Umwagba in Omuma local government area. Rivers lawmakers set to protest over non-inclusion of state and federal government loan. Andrew, the protest is in order because Rivers State is important in Nigeria and should not be excluded in such loan. They should make the date of the protest public, because I'm ready to join the protest. Noye in Umwagba, Omuma local government area sent in this one. People who want to be part of the protest. I think we've started to show you saying it's the right thing to do for them to want to protest. It might not be physically going to the National House of Assembly to say, oh, give us our share or involve us. We have to. They could send messages. A committee has been set up to liaise with the caucus at the national level to see how this can be sorted out. Rightly said. But the call has been, let's see similar sort of, involvement when we have issues that concerns, the within the states that concerns the people. Yeah.
Now, at their level, for instance, of the protests they are embarking on, they are planning to embark on, at their level, they have to protest with decorum. I don't think they will go way out in the streets to demonstrate. It can't get to that level because they are lawmakers. They know the schemings that is involved in the activities of lawmakers. Now, on the other hand, it's only justifiable, it's only reasonable that the state government, especially as River State is, touch all nooks and crannies of the local government on projects, especially road infrastructure and electricity. Like we are saying, there are communities that have not seen electricity for several years counting. So those representing them should reach out to the state government so the needful will be done. So the lawmakers should do the right thing. That's why you have the local government, and that's why you have councillors at the local government, so that what affects their communities, they will bring it on board at their local government legislative assembly. Then they transit it to the local government chairman. And from there, they can even synergize with those at the state. All
right, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Andrew. Good morning.
Good morning. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Morning.
I'm calling from airport area. I'm Dr. Dennis Onyawa.
All right, go ahead.
What I have to say is nobody, including those speaking in the studio, will throw their money into a bottomless pit or a pit toilet. The Guild of Editors got worried a few days back and said, how could it be that everything is done and shrouded in secrecy in River State, no budget, nobody knows the accountability, The federal government, naturally, which is also supposed to be signed in our constitution, supposed to deny River State even the monthly allocation so that they will, first of all, render accounts of what they have been doing. I know, as an economist, that 20 million can set up industry in Rubaku, set up another 20 million industry at Ukujama, set up another one at Buguma. And this thing can get Rivers indigenous working, moving out of their house every day and getting jobs. 1 billion can give you about 5 industries, good industries that can employ people. Why is it that these governments decide to punish their citizens and further away the allocations or whatever monies they receive in the name of projects and all that? So they are not supposed to get any more money until they render accounts of what they have done. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. No borrowing until they render account of what they have done with the ones that they've, the loans they've received earlier. That's its point. And the fact that, he raised up something which is quite important. Yes, the government may have, touched some areas where we have renovated schools, done a few roads, but then people are calling for major, like we have, mostly will point to the many flyovers we have within. So people are saying projects of that magnitude, why don't we have similar in other areas? And that's where we have the question. We'll get to you quickly, but let's just see if we can take a few calls because we're already running out of time. JJ from, we lost that call. Emmanuel from Rumukrishi is on the line. And we lost that call too. Okay, Victor.
No, it depends on administrative priorities. That's why we'll keep emphasizing, like we said earlier, that government, the State Executive Council, they should be holistic in allocating projects so that they don't cluster projects in one area and make people to raise eyebrows. Justice demands that they reach out to other local government, decentralized projects, so that we get to every other person. You don't put it in one place. If you put it in a place, people definitely will complain because it's abnormal. It's not right. We understand this is a city center, but a whole lot of attention have been given to this city center over the years. Go to Lagos. Lagos have moved forward beyond Lagos itself. Ogun State and all that. People come from Ogun State to work in Lagos. So the state government, they should have a master plan that changes this type of arrangement that is on board now. They should change this narrative so that people feel the sense of belonging.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Nigerian. So what's your name? Emmanuel, straight to the point. You have 1 minute.
Yes, my brother. You can see what a lot of people who come to equity must come to with clear hands. The problem we have is we're talking of peace without talking of justice. You cannot remove justice. How can people that are these local areas are where the money, where the oil price is located, work on there to make you exclude them? How will you even be thinking about that? There are people inhaling the carbon from the oil spill and so on. So we have said everything we can say for people to understand, but the issue is that I don't imagine what the other crowd say. Why not build industries for people to be employed? Look at what people are doing. Nobody is doing anything. Everybody just running around the street collecting tea.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Victor. Emmanuel, rather, for your contribution. That's the much we can take on the Morning Crossfire. Sadly, we have to wrap things up at this point until tomorrow, October 1, Independence Day. That would be the 61st anniversary of our independence.
Yes.
Quickly, you think we should all gear up and prepare to celebrate?
Well, there's need to celebrate. This is a nation, and even world powers, United Nations, Americans, they know that Nigeria is a great nation. There's no problem with Nigeria. The problem we have is leadership problems. And we hope that moving forward, our leaders will begin to learn that they are the one that will make Nigeria great. And citizens should also learn to be responsible enough to know that citizens have obligation for nation greatness.
All right. Thank you very much, Victor Victor Okpute, President, Movement for Development of Igbo Ndoki, as Ethnic Nationality and Public Affairs Analyst, for your time. We say thank you.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day. Still 92.3 Nigeria Info. Yes, don't forget, if you haven't registered, then you should. You stand the chance of winning one of the many iPhone 11s. It is the Zoom event marking our 10th year anniversary. Nigeria Info as a station. The theme for that event is revamping basic education, a key factor in Nigeria's development. The keynote speaker is Ikechukwu Nwogu, co-founder and director of administration and people operations, Sin Forest. Tomorrow is the day. 11 a.m. is the time. If you want to participate, click on the link on our post on Facebook and Instagram to register. You stand a chance to win one of the many iPhone 11s. Like I said earlier, visit at Nigeria Info PH on Facebook and Instagram for more details. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you very much for your time and have a lovely day.
You are tuned in to 99.
Hello, how are you doing? Nigeria Info is 10 years. 10. That's a long time. And in these 10 years, you've been with us, you've been working with us, giving us the strength to continue to go on. I would like to say thank you for supporting us. And again, we want to say continue supporting us. 10 years may seem like a very long time, but I can promise you this, we are just getting started. So join us, celebrate, and continue to push us to do more, deliver more information, entertain you, and of course, educate you on all that you need to know. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Happy anniversary to Nigeria Info, and keep listening.
Nigeria Info.
Hi, I am Denise, broadcast journalist, Nigeria Info FM. For 10 amazing years, we have worked hand in hand together to bring you the very best conversations from around the world. We couldn't have made it this far without you. As a matter of fact, you are the real MVPs. We've grown stronger, bigger, and better, talking for development. We will continue to do more. Happy 10 years anniversary.
Nigeria Info.